there's acid.
But maybe
There
I
is acid in
suggest a
apricot
wild
jam.
and crazy thing?
Yeah.
Maybe sugar reacts.
Well, I know that salt does.
Yeah, so maybe sugar. I do know it's happened many times. That's why I stopped using photographs.
Excellent. Well, very good. Thank you guys for doing a great job on TV. My entire family watches those two shows. They're really excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. I'm Christopher Kimball. You're listening to Milk Street Radio. Now it's time for some culinary inspiration from one of our listeners.
Hi, my name is Tan Summers. My daughter-in-law Joanne showed me how to cook eggplant so that it doesn't turn into mush. Cut the eggplant into 1-inch rounds, brush with olive oil and sprinkle with a little salt, then roast in the oven at 400 degrees for about 1/2 hour. The eggplant should get dark and caramelized, almost burned. It may brown faster in the bottom depending on your pan. Once cooked, the eggplant can be cut into chunks and added to other ingredients you cook the normal way for dishes such as bangan bartha or caponata. Just stir in the eggplant and cook the dish another 5 to 10 minutes so the eggplant soaks up the flavor.
If you'd like to share your own culinary hack or secret ingredient on Milk Street Radio, please go to 177milkstreet.com/radio text. One more time, 177milkstreet.com/radio text. Next up is the unpredictable hash brown. Dan, how are you?
I'm feeling pretty jovial today. You and I don't text much, Chris. We're not big texting buddies, but I imagine that when you text, you're the kind of person who uses a lot, like you use the letter R instead of ARE and the letter U instead of YOU, and you use a lot of emojis and like very silly terminology. Is that about right?
When I text, and my wife points this out, I text one word. Yes. Thanks. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Or got it. That's 2 words. I'm not a big, no. I'm not an expansive texter. When I text with my kids, occasionally I use an emoji.
What are some of your favorite go-to emojis?
The birthday hat and cake. One of my kids is really into animals for her career, so one of those. And obviously, if I'm making something for dinner, we'll be talking to my kids. That comes into play. They have fish and other things. So,
Right. Have you ever used the pizza emoji?
Never.
Really? Well, the pizza emoji. You may not use it, but the pizza emoji has pepperoni on it. It's a slice of pizza with pepperoni on it. What do you think of that? The controversy is not obvious to you?
No, it's not.
Well, first of all, do you know how emojis come to be, Chris?
No, I don't.
They don't just appear. If you think that there should be an emoji in the world, you have to make an application to the Unicode Consortium, and you have to show them that it's in use, and you have to explain that it's going to be compatible, and that there's a demand for it, that it will be used. And every year they add a certain number of emojis, and so there's a process. And once they add it, there's certain guidelines that all the different companies have to abide by in their depiction of this emoji. And so it is a pretty regimented, pretty official process. And the issue is that when they say that the pizza emoji it becomes the definitional representation of that food for the entire world. And some people are upset about the idea of pepperoni pizza possibly becoming the default pizza, if it is the representation of pizza in emoji form.
Can I just point out that if one were to still read a newspaper, which most people don't do, the notion of whether pepperoni is the ideal form of pizza would not be on the front page or anywhere in the front section as being something worthy of real consideration. We do have a few other issues to deal with for this one.
Yeah, perhaps, but people are worked up about it, Chris. So one argument is that the pepperoni pizza is a problem because it's creating the wrong idea about pizza. But the contrary argument is that emojis are sometimes very small, and without the pepperoni dots on there, it's hard to tell that it's a slice of pizza when it's very small. It looks kind of like a triangle of cheese. And so the pepperoni distinguishes it.
Probably a real Neapolitan pizza, little basil, melted mozzarella, tomato sauce. That's probably fairly identifiable.